I'm going to discuss decorator design pattern in C#. So, in order to understand the purpose of decorator design pattern, so let's read this particular sentence. The purpose of the decorator design pattern is to extend a class without changing the original class. That means, let's say we have a particular class. Okay, so we can create another class by extending this original class. So, extend. Okay, then this is actually this will be a separate class. The original class remains as it is. So, what do we understand by extending a particular class? So, in order to explain this one, I use this particular example code. Okay, now here the code I have written inside the class program. Okay, I have written our other classes inside this particular class, and now let's see. We let's say this is our okay. I will write it here. Test string. Okay, let's think this is our original class. Okay, any name you could have given, but for this example I have used this particular name. So if we draw the graphical notation of this particular class, now this is the name of the class. Okay, now graphical notation usually has 3 parts. Okay, here we have to include, no, here we include the name of the class, then here we include the set of fields, and here we include the set of operations. Now let's say we have a public method here. So public get a string no parameters, its return type is string. Okay, string. Okay, now we want to extend this particular class. Extending the process of extending we can do in different ways. I just explain one particular way. Okay, so the class, after we have extended this, the name of the class we get, let's name it as decorated test string. Okay, actually extend. The word we here use decorate. We decorate a particular class. Okay, we decorate a particular class. Here also you can give any name to this class, any suitable name to this class. I have just given this name. Okay, now this class also has 3 parts. Okay, now what we are going to do is, now here this one, extend, or we say decorate. Okay, what do we mean by extending? The meaning is, now this is just one particular example. Get a string, get a string, now here body of this method. Now let's say we have a particular body for this method in this class. Okay, we are going to modify the body of this get string method in this particular class. Okay, so actually that is the meaning of extending. Okay, so now in order to do that, now we have 2 separate classes. In order to do that, first we have to create an interface. I just give the name I test string. Okay, now if it is an interface, we have only 2 sections. Okay, these 2 classes realize this interface. Okay, so here we can include the signature, get a string method, that is here get a string, return type is string. Now now again I will summarize what I have explained. So now we have a particular class. The name of the class is test string. We have a method, okay, that returns a string. Okay, public method, no parameters. Actually you have to understand that this is just an example to explain decorator design pattern. You have to get the idea and you should be able to apply this design pattern in inappropriate situations. Okay, now this is our original class. Now we are going to create a class extending the original class. Actually here what we are going to do is, now in this class there is a particular body for this method. Now we are going to extend the body of this method. Okay, that's what we are going to do. In order to do that, first we have to create an interface. There are now in this method the signature we include. Okay, the name we have given it as iTest string. Okay, then these two classes realize this particular interface. Okay. Now the interface we can implement it like this. Okay, this is our interface. Interface iTest is string, and here we had the method. So the method we had written it like this: get is string, no parameters, and the return type is string. Okay, so this is the access modifier. This is the access modifier. So in C#, all the members in an interface by default they are public. Therefore, here I have not specified the access modifier. By default it is public. Okay, so in this way return type get a string. Okay, then now you know this is our interface iTest string. Okay, this is our interface. Then this is our original class test string. Then the class we are going to derive from this one by extending this particular original class decorated test string. This is the class. So now we have to create the interface. From this interface we realize these two classes. Okay, then in our original class we have the body of the get string method like this. So its return type is public. No, sorry, access modifier is public, then return type is string. Okay, return type is string. So this is the name get string, no parameters in our parameter list. Then here return A, B, C. This is the body of the get string method available inside our original class. Now we want to extend this method and include it in our new decorated class. Okay, so now you can simply look at decorated test string class. There you just look at this. Later I will come back. Okay, now let's explain this from our main method, because execution begins from the main method. Now you can see iTest string t new test string. I test string t, we use the new keyword, okay, test string, then test string. So now this is the class. So using the new keyword we create an object from this particular class, and its memory location we store inside t variable. Okay, t variable, the type of the t variable is itest string. It is possible because now this class realize this interface. Okay, therefore the type of the reference variable is itest string, that is possible. Okay, so now you can see we create an object of type test string, an object of type test string. And its memory location is stored in t variable. Okay, now when we invoke display t, what happens when we now after execution of this line of code, an object of type test string will be created and its memory location is stored in t variable. Now we invoke in the second line we invoke display method and pass the value of t. Then let's see the display method. It is a class method because we have used the static keyword. Okay, therefore it is a class method, and now its parameter is of type itest string. This is our interface. Anyway, our t variable, the type of our t variable is also this one, therefore it's possible. Now here console dot write line t dot get string. Now inside here console dot write line t dot get string. That is how then t dot get string, that means this now here when we pass the value of t, we pass to the display method, therefore this t value inside the display method, this t value also refers this one. Okay, this is the t value inside display method, that also stores the memory location of this particular object. Therefore t dot get string means the get string method available inside this particular object. So if you go to the getString method available inside the testString class, it is this one. It will return ABC. Therefore, output of this one will be ABC. Okay, this will output the string ABC. Okay, that's what happens. So now we move to this line of code. Decorated test string T1, new decorated test string. Therefore, here decorated test string, an object of type decorated test string is created. Okay, so here it is an object, therefore we standard notation we can use this one, here also this one. Okay, an object of type decorated test string will be created and its memory location is stored in T1 variable. Then the reference variable type is decorated test string, therefore no problem with here. New decorated test string, we pass value T. Value of T we pass to the constructor of decorated test string class. Now let's look at the decorated test string class. Here we, in this object, this will create T. T variable is there. The type of that variable is itest string. Okay. Then another S variable is there. Simple S variable. So its value is initially an empty string. Okay, those are the two fields available inside this method. Now then we have here. Okay, now when we invoke decorated test string, here we pass value of T to this constructor. Therefore, here the type of this T is itest string. Here parameter type is also itest string. Therefore, we can pass without any problem. Then this dot T we assign value of T. That means to this T we assign the value of this T. Therefore, now this T is storing the memory location of this particular object. Okay, it is like this now. Then we invoke this particular line of code. T1 dot append, we pass x, y, z. T1 we invoke, there is a method inside decorated test string called, there is a method called append. To this method we pass x, y, z. Okay, this is what we invoke. Then let's look at the append method. It is this one. Sorry, this one. So when we invoke append method, now t1 dot append, that means the append method of this particular object is invoked. So there now as this s value, we pass this particular string. Okay, so this s value is x, y, z. This dot s means this value. This dot s, we append this one. Okay, therefore this will become x, y, z. This will become x, y, z. Okay, so that's what happens after executing this particular line of code. Then again we invoke display t1. Now we invoke display t1. Okay, here we pass the memory location of this object to display method. Now you can see the display method. Okay, so here now the type of t1 is decorated test string. Okay, so if you look at here, decorated test string. So here the parameter type is itest string, but now passing the value of t1 is possible because itest string interface is realized by decorated test string class. Therefore this is possible. Now we try to display console.writeLine inside our display method. Console.writeLine. Now our t value stores the memory location of this object. Therefore t dot get string. T dot get string means the get string method inside this object. So now let's look at that. This one. So get string method. So there what happens, when we try to invoke the when we try to invoke getString method of this particular object, then it comes to this particular line of code. Okay, then this particular line of code, then s variable, it gets t dot getString. That means it invokes the getString method inside our testString object. Okay, t dot getString. This part will return, if you look at the getString method of our testString class, now it will return ABC. Therefore, this part t dot getString. T dot getString means the getString method of this particular object. It returns ABC. Okay, I have explained it earlier. So now our this s variable inside this method, s variable stores ABC. Okay, to that ABC we then append this dot s. This dot s means x, y, z. Okay, so we append x, y, z, and then we return the value of s. Now our new value of s is this one. Okay, so as the output, so here I have shown the output at the end. For the first one, the output was ABC. Okay, here display method, I have already explained ABC. Then this one ABC XYZ. Now let's look at the other one. Before that, I will erase the highlighted parts. Now let's look at what happens when we do this one. Okay, so now here decorated test string t2, another object of type decorated test string will be created. Okay, another one, another object of type decorated test string will be created. Okay, now its memory location is stored in t2 variable. Now let's go to the decorated test string class. Here there will be a t variable and s variable. Initially it is an empty string. Okay, therefore now we have method section. Okay, now here when we invoke this, we have passed t1. Okay, t1 to the constructor when we create this particular object. T1 means the memory location of this particular object. That one we have passed to the constructor. Okay, so here now we take it as iTestString type. It is possible because actually this particular the class decorated test string realizes from iTestString interface, therefore it's possible. Now here T means memory location of this object, that one will be assigned to this dot T. This dot T means this one. Okay, so this one stores the memory location of this particular object. Okay, then now let's move to the second line of code. T2 dot append, T2 dot append PQR, okay. This line of code is executed. So the append method of this particular object. Now decorated test string. So if you move to the append method, there now we pass PQR. Okay, so this dot S we append S value, this one. Therefore here it will get the value of PQR then. Okay, so now it's like this. Now it's like this. Now let's look at what happens when we invoke sorry. Okay, when we invoke this line of code, what happens? Then T2, that means the value of the memory location of this object is passed to display method, this one. Now the type is iTestString, therefore it is possible now because this class decorated test string class realizes from iTestString interface. Therefore now this T value stores the memory location of this object. So we invoke T dot get string. T dot get string means get string method of this particular object. Okay, T dot get string means get string method of this particular object. Okay, then get string method, it is this one. Now our type is decorated test string, therefore get string method available here. This one. So when we try to return a string by invoking get string method of this particular object, then what happens? When we try to invoke again, it invokes T dot get string. its t dot get string means get string method of this particular object. When we try to invoke the get string method in this particular object, then what happens? Again, the get string method inside this particular object, it is also like this. Therefore, it tries to invoke t dot get string. That means t dot get string method available in this object. So the type is test string, therefore it is not this get string method, it is this one. Okay. So then t dot get string, here it will return ABC. Okay, it will return ABC. T dot get string, it will return ABC to this particular object. Okay. So once ABC is returned, ABC value is stored in S variable. To S we append this dot S. This dot S means XYZ. Okay. To that string we append XYZ. So here XYZ, now it returns this value. Once it is returned, now the get string method inside this object, now it returns from this place, it returns ABCXYZ, and then to its to this string, okay, to this string we append this dot S. This dot S means PQR. Okay, PQR will be appended. Okay, so it returns now inside the display T2 you will get this particular string. Okay, now in my I have shown the output ABCXYZ PQR. Okay, so in that way you have to understand the decorator design pattern. Okay. Now this is just an example. For decorator design pattern, the thing is you have to get an idea from this particular code, and you should be able to apply the concept to your own situation. Okay, that is actually the meaning of design patterns. Okay, and that's all about this particular video. That is the end of this video, and thank you for watching.